Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Marina Heifetz, and I'm a clinical director with the Strong Mind. And today I'm going to talk to you about what Strong Minds is and what we do. So, what does it look like, and how did it get developed? Okay, so I hope it's going to be helpful for you guys to get a little bit of an understanding of why this program is important and helpful. So what we know from some of the research that's been done by Special Olympics is that Special Olympics athletes face significant stress on a daily basis. So could be small stress, could be big stress, but the important thing here is that the results from this research is showing that the majority, so 62% of the athletes use avoidance strategies. So those are ways to cope with stress that are sort of avoiding the stress by maybe doing something else, or if you're feeling stressed and going to watch TV, or doing something else and not really processing and dealing with some of the stress that comes up. 12% don't have any coping strategies, and then 26% mostly use active strategies. So it's something like, talking to someone to help get that support to deal with the stress. So one of the ways that Strong Minds came about is in 2015. There were some pilot runs of Strong Minds programs. So pilot runs are kind of initial ways to start running this program. Many of them were done in the United States, and there was some efforts done in British Columbia as well. And majority of these, so there's a lot of people involved, but one of the leaders of this program has been Dr. Susan Hatman. So we have to always give credit to people who have made that initiative and made such an important contribution. So what is Strong Minds? So competition, as you know, provides a natural opportunity to develop some active strategies for maintaining emotional wellness under stress, right? So what are some of these active strategies that we can use in the everyday stress that we might experience? So things like thinking positive thoughts, practicing calming routine, and connecting with others. And I'll talk more about these in a moment. Um, and so these strategies have helped the Special Olympics athletes strengthen their coping skills, right? So this is how our Strong Minds program looks. So the initial step is checking in. So this is where we say hello and we let you know what to expect in terms of all the different stations that we have for teaching you about all the different coping tools for stress. And so this is where we make sure we know your name and we do the check-ins. So this is our station one, starts out with thinking good thoughts. And there's different ways to do it, but why is thinking good thoughts important? Because our thoughts and our feelings are really connected to our body, right? And so if we think good thoughts, we might feel better. Whereas if we think, oh, someone's going to hurt us, we might feel more scared or upset, right? If we think, I'm going to do my best, then we are likely to feel better and less stressed when we think that, compared to, oh no, I'm not going to win, or I'm not going to do well, right? So positive thoughts have a lot of power and are really, really important. And so during this station, we give some ideas about positive thoughts, but a lot of it involves you as participants to engage and to talk about what are some good positive thoughts that you can have to help you cope with stress. Station two is our breathing station. So maybe you've heard before, but deep, slow breath actually help reduce some of our stress. So our body and mind are really, really strongly connected. And so what we do is we teach different ways to learn how to slow down our breath, right? And it might seem very, very easy, but a lot of people actually don't know how to breathe through their stomach. And that's the key in our breathing strategies, is breathing through our stomach and doing those deep breath with our belly. And so what we use is one of these balls that opens up to show us how our stomach should look when we do these slow, deep breath, okay? So I'm gonna just demonstrate to show you what it should look like. So when we breathe in through our nose, our stomach is going to open up just like a balloon or a ball here. And then when we blow out, we're blowing out through our mouth and we close up our stomach again. And so we use these balls, and we also use, as you can see in the picture, these little spin wheels to help you see that if you do these slow, deep breaths, the spin wheels start churning. So it's a good way to check if you're doing it right. You can also put your hand on your stomach to make sure that your stomach is coming out as you breathe in and coming back in as you breathe out. And we let you keep the spin wheel so that it's a good reminder for how to do these breathing exercises. So that's our station 2. On station 3, we have what we call strong stretching. So we do all kinds of stretching exercises, and our bodies are really powerful, as you've probably noticed in your games, in reducing some of the stress. And so sometimes we need to do some good stretches that provide tension release, right? So we tense and release those muscles, and we can feel a difference. So there's different exercises that we do here to stretch different parts of our muscles. So for example, we can do a stretch with our shoulders, right? So if you raise our shoulders really, really high up, right? And we hold it for 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you release those shoulders and you come out of that position. You might feel a difference in terms of how your shoulders feel. So it might release some of that tension in your body. Then we have station 4, which is using our stress balls, right? So sometimes, again, when we tense and release different body parts, we reduce that stress, right? So we use balls just like these. So any soft ball will do. And all you do is just squeeze down as hard as you can. And then you hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we release. And my ball is a little too squishy, but you get the idea. So we get to squeeze down, and then we release that tension, and you should be able to feel that tension release in your hands. And it's also a nice way to cope with your stress, right? So we let you keep the balls as well as a good reminder that when you squeeze that ball and release, it releases that tension. And so our mind and body are really strongly connected to our emotion, and it's important to remember that. And we have station 5, which we call strong supporting. And so as you can see here, so these are volunteers that are helping teach what it looks like. But we do things like who is in your support circle, right? What kind of people can you turn to? Can you connect with to help support you when you're feeling stressed? Whether it's mom or dad or a friend or a teacher, whoever it is, it's important to have these people in mind so we can connect with these people when we need to. And so here we provide some resources around identifying those people in your lives and some guidance that way as well. So we have lots of fun activities. You could see markers here so that you can draw some things as well if you like. None of it is required. So it's whatever you feel comfortable in doing. So that's important to mention as well. But it's just to teach you different ways to cope with stress. And so on average, so what does it look like? So on average, we have a lot of volunteers. We have 12 volunteers for every 50 athletes, right? So we have a lot of volunteers that help out. So we all work for free to help support you guys. So we have people like myself, like psychologists. So I'm a psychologist. We have other people who are psychiatrists or social workers, yoga instructors, public health professionals. So we've had a lot of nurses or nursing students, and various other kinds of students. So it's really whoever wants to help out, and we teach them all these strategies so that they can teach you as well. And so I wanted to provide one small challenge before we stop, just to help you practice something at home. And so this is what we call square breathing. And this is one way to play with our breath, to slow down our breathing, and to help you practice that strategy. And the more we practice, the better we get, right? So what we're gonna do here in a moment is you can put one hand on your stomach and one hand on your heart, right? Just to feel connected to your body. And we are going to take a deep breath in for 4 seconds. We're going to hold that breath for 4, and then we're going to blow out that breath for 4. Okay, so we're going to go really, really slow. So breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Remembering our stomach has to get bigger and bigger as we breathe in. And then we're going to hold our breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then blowing out for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do it again. Okay, so remembering we're breathing in really, really slow for 4, and our stomach should get bigger and bigger, right? So remembering this is like our stomach, so getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we're gonna pause for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna blow out for 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's important to remember that the slower we breathe, the better, right? So it calms our nervous system down, calms our body down, and when we calm our body down, we feel better, okay? So finally, I just want to make sure I thank everyone for doing all the virtual games. I know it's a little bit different right now, but I think it's really, really important to thank you guys for all your participation right now, for all your hard work, and for listening to me talk about all this stuff. And hopefully some of it is helpful, and you guys can practice this challenge at home. You can practice it maybe before bed as a way to relax. And then maybe you can use it when you need it, when you feel a little bit stressed. Okay, so thanks so much, everyone, and I wish you all the luck.